Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 28th Annual Garland Sports Hall of Fame Induction Banquet. We have an excellent program for you as always tonight, so let's go ahead and get started if you guys are ready. Well, first of all, let me just say thank you so much for having me back as the MC tonight. It's such an honor and a privilege to be here, and this is my third year to actually do this, and every year I kind of get nervous and think, well, I wonder if they're going to ask me to come back or not. So anytime I come up here, it's a good sign for me that you guys have welcomed me back with open arms, and let me tell you, it is an honor and a privilege to be a part of this. This is a great organization. And it's going to continue to be a great organization in the future. A lot of great people that are in this room tonight, including our inductees that we'll get to in just a little bit. And again, I'm happy to be a part of each and every one of these. I would like to begin by taking a moment just to recognize a special guest that we have in the audience tonight, and that would be Dr. Curtis Colwell, the former GISD Superintendent and Hall of Fame inductee. So Dr. Colwell, would you stand? The Garland Sports Hall of Fame is a nonprofit organization formed to honor deserving individuals who have contributed to athletics in Garland, Rowlett, and Saxe, and to stimulate continued interest in sports participation and activities. Since its inception, the Garland Sports Hall of Fame has added its support to student-athlete scholarships and youth athletic charities. At this time, I would like to recognize the Garland Sports Hall of Fame Board of Governors by having them stand. This body is responsible for continuing the excellence of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. So, board members. One of the highlights of each annual induction program is our having in attendance many of the previous inductees and family representatives. At this time, we ask that all former inductees stand. Don't be shy. There we go. Names of all the past inductees can be found on the placemats at your table. So I'm not sure if anybody has seen those or not, but a great job, and you can see all of the past inductees on those. For years, the Garland Sports Hall of Fame has focused on providing donations to youth sports in the Garland area. These young athletes represent the future, and the Hall of Fame Board would like to recognize three organizations. I would like to call Garland Sports Hall of Fame Treasurer, Mrs. Jan Wood, to the stage for the presentation of donations.
Making a few last-minute changes, that's all. Is that okay? Yeah, we got some fill-ins here. Guys, you know that parents, teachers, and coaches all play an important role in kids' lives, and most of you in here are a parent, teacher, or coach. Experience has taught us that keeping kids involved in group activities, such as sports, can make them better citizens. For that reason, we've chosen three worthy organizations to receive donations from the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. The first one is Garland Pee Wee Football Association. Each year, the Garland Pee Wee Football Association provides 200 scholarships, which make it possible for children to play regardless of economic hardship. Accepting a check for $1,000 is Mr. Seth Wacker.
I'm a little shorter than Jan, and that's scary. Once again, Garland Pee Wee Football is very honored to accept this wonderful donation. We do help the underprivileged children be able to play the sport of football, and currently we're up to about 1,250 players. In a year where most leagues' numbers are declining, we seem to be staying steady, and a lot of it has to do with the support of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, Garland ISD, and of course the City of Garland. So thank you very much.
This year will mark the 47th year for Garner Little League to offer quality baseball to youth athletes in Garland and surrounding cities. Our donations will help buy uniforms, and equipment. That support will touch the lives of many families who have little hope to participate in these activities otherwise. Here to accept a check for $1,000 is Joe Jefferson.
Good afternoon. Garner Little League proudly accept the donation from Garland Sports. We've been around for 47 years. We work very hard to provide a place for the kids to come out and play baseball. Our numbers not as big as Garland Pee Wee football, but we're striving to grow every year. We started out with about 75, 80 kids when I took over as president. Excuse me. And right now we're presently at about 300 kids. So every year our numbers are growing and we're working hard to keep it going for the kids. Thank you.
This spring, South Garland Little League had over 500 boys and girls ranging from ages 3 to 18 playing ball. Today's donation will help keep registration costs low and allow more kids to become involved. We thought we were going to have someone step in for Steve Whitaker, but he's here to accept that check. He's been out with kids. Steve Whitaker.
I want to say thank you on behalf of South Garland Little League. It's been a part of my heart for about 17 years. One of the things that doesn't get mentioned is with our league, when those kids are out there, they're the same as everybody else. And something I've learned to carry as a mantra for our league and for the coaches and for the students who become our players is that those kids may not have had a very good day or a very good week, but this week when they're on the ball field, they'll be the same as everyone else, and they'll have a chance to learn what it takes to be a champion and maybe follow your lead someday in the city of Garland. Thank you very much.
The Superintendent's Cup was established to recognize two athletic programs, one middle school and one high school, for their outstanding overall athletic achievements during the school year. The Cup is awarded for having the highest athletic success among eligible sports based on a point system with weighted criteria. This time, if Cliff Odenwald would join me, we would like to present this prestigious award for this year. Our award winner at the middle school level is Hudson Middle School. And the award at the high school level goes to Rowlett High School. Congratulations to these two fine schools. One of the many ways the Garland Sports Hall of Fame promotes future interest in sports in Garland is by honoring high school students for their accomplishments. The Gale Fields Award was established to recognize outstanding senior high school athletes graduating from the Garland Independent School District. Aside from the athletic accomplishments of these students, the award committee looks at other criteria such as academic standing and citizenship. I'd like to take a moment to recognize Gale Fields and any family members who are in attendance tonight. And now, let's take a look at this year's recipients.
The Gale Fields Award. Chelsea Followell, a two-sport star at Saxe High School, dominated the court and field in volleyball and soccer. She also won 14 prestigious awards, including Academic All-State, during her four-year high school career. As a freshman, Chelsea started on the varsity soccer team and became its captain 3 years later. She led the team to a district championship and earned SHS Offensive MVP, Academic All-District 10-5A, and Midfielder MVP All-District 11-5A throughout her tenure. In volleyball, Chelsea secured a varsity starter spot as a sophomore and eventually won SHS Defensive MVP All-District 11-5A, Academic All-District 10-5A and 11-5A, as well as Academic All-State. She drove the team to deep playoff runs and 2 district championships, becoming Saxe's only female athlete in 2013-14 to play on 2 district championship teams. In addition to her athletic prowess, Chelsea excelled in the classroom, maintaining a 3.9 GPA and graduating in the top 8% of her class. She currently attends the University of South Alabama on a soccer scholarship. Kent Myers can be called a record maker, dual-threat quarterback, and two-sport standout. At Saxe High School, he was the state's second leading 5A passer in football, as well as a 4-year starter and letterman in baseball. Kent joined the varsity football team as a sophomore, and as a senior, led Saxe to its first ever perfect 10-0 season and district title in 2013-14. His athletic talents acquired 10 honors over the years, including Children's Medical Center Player of the Week, Sports Day HS Offensive Player of the Week, Dave Campbell's Texas Football Player of the Week, Ford Player of the Week, First Team All-District Quarterback 11-5A, and MVP All-District 11-5A. He ended his senior year throwing for 3,548 yards and 41 touchdowns, rushing for 569 yards and 10 touchdowns, and completing 192 passes. Kent was also a force at the plate in baseball, ending with a 500 on-base percentage, 30 runs, and 22 steals. His impressive record granted him a second MVP All-District 11-5A title, as well as a spot in the region's top 5 in stolen bases. A leader in his community, Kent worked with Saxe Little League baseball teams, devoted his time to his youth group at St. Luke United Methodist Church, and participated in community service projects with the SHS baseball team. Kent currently attends Utah State University on a football scholarship. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest recipients of the Gale Fields Award, Chelsea Followell and Kent Myers.
Accepting the award for Chelsea is Saxe High School Girls Athletic Coordinator Donna McCullough, and accepting the award for Kent is Saxe High School Boys Athletic Coordinator Mark Behrens. Team sports depend on team effort to achieve success, making teamwork just as important as individual accomplishments. To reinforce the importance of teamwork and celebrate exceptional team efforts resulting in winning seasons, the Hall of Fame undertook another way to promote future interest in sports in the Garland area by honoring high school teams from the past. This year's honor team of the year is the 2007-2008 Naaman Forest High School girls basketball team.
The Naaman Forest High School 2007-2008 basketball team will always be remembered for accomplishing a huge feat, becoming the first basketball team, boys or girls, in Garland ISD history to advance to the Class 5A Final Four state championship. After defeating all district high schools, the Lady Rangers headed to the playoffs, taking on Plano, Tyler John Tyler, Mesquite Horn, Spring Westfield, Pflugerville, and DeSoto. The homegrown basketball sensation beat all but one team by up to 25 points. In an unforeseen turn of events, DeSoto stole Naaman's ticket to state by spinning a 40-29 deficit into a 56-48 victory in the game's last 10 minutes. But not all was lost. The Lady Rangers' incredible journey resulted in many firsts. The team of 7 juniors, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores and 1 senior came together to net the most game wins in Naaman Forest history with a 30-7 record. They also introduced Naaman Forest to the regional tournament and claimed the school's first District and Region 2 championship, as well as state semifinalist title. 6 of the Lady Ranger players received individual recognitions as well. Guard Tiffany Holloway and post Alicia Allen were named second-team All-District. Post Brittany Wilkins earned All-District Forward. Post Jasmine Godbolt merited District MVP. Point guard Crystal Johnson secured All-District Guard, and guard Ashley Wakefield received Honorable Mention All-District. Lady Rangers head coach Derek Short also snagged honors for his stellar direction and guidance during the season. Derek, in his first year at Naaman, was named Dallas Morning News Coach of the Year and District 10-5A Coach of the Year. Though their chance of playing in the state finals was taken away in a matter of minutes, the Lady Rangers walked away with an outstanding track record and an amazing story that will live on in GISD history. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, the 2007-2008 Naaman Forest Lady Ranger basketball team.
So please help me welcome Coach Derek Short and the members from the 2007-2008 Naaman Forest girls basketball team to the stage.
They said I had 3 or 4 minutes to speak, but I've been known to be long-winded, so I'll try to keep this as short as possible. First of all, I'd like to thank the Garland Sports Hall of Fame and its Board of Governors for honoring the 2007-2008 Naaman Forest Ranger Ladies Final Four team. The Garland Independent School District has a long, proud history of athletic achievement, as evidenced by all the previous honor teams and individual inductees recognized and honored by the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. It is a tremendous honor to be here tonight, and I'm excited about the opportunity to speak on behalf of this tremendous group of young ladies. It's not very often in life that you get to be part of something historic, to do something no one has ever done before. But in the spring of 2008, these young ladies accomplished exactly that, something that no other team in the history of the Garland Independent School District had ever accomplished. For the first time ever, a Garland school stepped on the court at the Irwin Center at the University of Texas and competed in the state basketball tournament, the Final Four. I have so many memories from that year, and I'd like to share just a few with you if I could. The very first thing I remember when I took the job at Naaman Forest was a conversation I had with Jeff Clarkson, the boys basketball coach. And before I took the job, I asked him, I said, Jeff, can you win or compete for a state championship at Naaman Forest? Is that realistic? And he said, Coach, I think it is. And little did I know we would be doing exactly that the first year. I remember beating Rockwall. In 2007, 2008, nobody was talking about Naaman basketball. Everybody was talking about Rockwall. They had just completed winning a state championship themselves. And so I think one of my proudest moments with these young ladies was in our first district game after the holidays. We beat them at the Forest 59-48. And that's a moment that I'll never forget. We finished that year 13-1 in district and won the district championship. I think most of these girls will also remember the night against Tyler Lee. I think anybody who's made it to the state tournament will tell you that to get there, you have to have 2 things. You got to have a lot of talent and a little bit of luck. We had the talent, but luck came our way that night in a small East Texas gym when we played Tyler Lee in the second round. The game was tied with less than 2 seconds left, and we were called for a loose ball foul. And the girl who was fouled was their best player. And on the evening, she had hit 13 out of 13 free throws. And as I stood on that sideline watching her take those 2 free throws, I was convinced that our season was over. But luck was on our side. She missed both free throws, and we ended up defeating them in overtime, 69-66. I remember the regional tournament in Waco, standing on the court as the clock was winding down in our game against Pflugerville. We'd just outscored them 24-2 in the fourth quarter to win the Region 2 championship. I remember looking at Coach Blackman, my assistant coach, and in a stunned voice I said, "We're going to Austin. I can't believe we're going to Austin." And then finally, I'll never forget the game against DeSoto. The week before was insane. We had TV coverage. We did interviews. We were trying to get ready. I think people had finally come to recognize that there was something going on at Nanez. And I think I even took a little bit of cake to the face during one of those interviews from Jasmine Godbolt. Nobody thought we had a chance against DeSoto either. They were 38-1. We were 30-6 going in the game. And for 3.5 quarters, we kicked their tails. And, I think just at some point, we just ran out of gas, and we had nothing left to give. It's still hard for me to believe 8 years later that we didn't win that game, because I was totally convinced, and I think these ladies were totally convinced we were going to win that game. We were going to win a state championship. The last memory I have, and I think those pictures they showed up on the screen kind of showed it, I'll never forget the tears. I mean, if you saw those faces, those were not happy faces. And it was hard for me to see how unhappy they were, because I think in their hearts they knew that we were going to win that game. Today I don't think so much about how things ended, but what I think about is our journey we took together. I think about the moments we shared, what we accomplished, and the history we made. So before I wrap this up, I want to thank a couple of people. I want to thank Steve Baker first for believing I was the right guy for the job and for hiring me. I want to thank Curtis Colwell, Judy Campbell, and Homer Johnson for all their support they gave us. I want to thank my coaches, Coach Blackman, Coach Blackford, and Coach Mike Kobe for all their dedication and hard work. There's no way we could have accomplished this without them. I want to thank all the parents of these young ladies. We had awesome parents. We had intense parents. They loved their basketball. And I think I remember them just as much as I remember these girls. We didn't always see eye to eye, but I knew that they loved Nanez basketball as much as I did, and I knew we were all heading in the same direction, even though it didn't feel like it at some time. Most of all, I want to thank these young ladies. Alex Pickens, Claire Gertis, Courtney Young, Anita Williams, Nicolette Gonzalez, Demetria Dawson, Tiffany Holloway, Ashley Wakefield, Brittany Wilkins, Alicia Allen, Crystal Johnson, and Jasmine Godbolt for allowing me to be part of your history. You made this happen. I love you all very much. Thank you.
Earlier this year, nominations for induction into the Sports Hall of Fame were received. These nominations were studied and evaluated by the Board of Governors using the Hall of Fame criteria, and the finalists were selected. The process produced the 4 new inductees for 2014. Following the voting, the new inductees were notified, they accepted their induction, and the selections were announced. We're here tonight to celebrate another chapter in the Garland area's rich sports history by honoring these new inductees for their accomplishments and by celebrating the 28-year anniversary of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. During these inductions, we first will see a video presentation about each inductee, followed by the inductees coming forward to accept a beautiful plaque and a ring symbolizing the honor of being one of Garland area's finest sports contributors. And the inductee then will have an opportunity to make acceptance remarks. The beautiful inductee rings are provided by Balfour, longtime supporters of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame Board would like to thank Balfour for their continuing contributions to the Garland Independent School District. This time, I would also like to ask Gary Reeves to come up and join me on stage. And if we are ready, let's get on with the show and take a look at tonight's first inductee.
Melvin Bullitt. Hailing from a family of professional athletes, Melvin Bullitt was an all-star defensive football player for Naaman Forest High School, Texas A&M University, and the Indianapolis Colts. Melvin's high school career was marked by notable stats and praise. During his senior year at Naaman Forest, Melvin was voted team captain and totaled 78 tackles, 5 pass deflections, and 3 interceptions, while also catching 7 passes for 185 yards and a touchdown. His athletic talents resulted in multiple recognitions, including a 2003 Team MVP title and First Team All-District honor. Following an impressive high school career, Melvin accepted an offer to attend Texas A&M University on a football scholarship. The hometown Marvel continued to earn acknowledgement as an Aggie. He played in 8 of 12 games as a freshman and all games as a sophomore, ending the season with 29 tackles and 1 interception. Showing versatility, he undertook a different position every season, beginning at corner, moving to free safety, strong safety, and ultimately outside linebacker. During his senior year, Melvin made national headlines when he was named to the 2006 AT&T All-Big 12 football first team. He ended his 4-year college career with 183 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, and 4 interceptions. Like both his father and his uncle, former Washington Redskins and Cleveland Browns players, respectively, Melvin signed with an NFL team out of college. He began his professional career as a free agent with the Indianapolis Colts, fresh off their 2006 Super Bowl title. Playing safety in 2007, Melvin managed to make a team-high 10 tackles in a single game. Melvin also received a spot on USA Today's 2008 and 2009 All-Joe teams and earned ESPN's Emerging Star of the AFC South 2009 title. He was also elected as a 2009 Special Teams Captain and named USA Today's Unsung Hero of the Week. An injury ended Melvin's career with the Colts in 2011. Now, Melvin is an active community member, supporting Garland youth football by hosting an annual summer camp for area kids. Committed to encouraging and inspiring his home district student athletes, Melvin served as guest speaker at Garland ISD's 2014 National Signing Day ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, Melvin Bullitt.
Well, I never have speeches prepared, so I'll just take it from here. First off, this is really, really nice, extremely nice. But sometimes when I receive awards, I don't feel as if I'm really the one that's deserving. So first, I'd like to thank my parents who have been there for me since day one. And then it's not about me, it's about the people that were around me that got it started. I played in Garland Pee Wee football with Jeff Wackett and those guys who kept that league going, which is still going now. And then my PE teacher, Miss McCrone, who knew I was pretty fast by putting on the field days and letting me win. Those were always fun. And then, from my grandmother coming to all my games as a Little League player to going to Texas A&M, having my other grandmother and my aunt who's here as well, always making sure I had a hot meal. They lived right about 10 minutes away from my dorm. So whenever I was hungry, I could call them up and go eat. And then another cool thing is the lady of my dreams, she's not here today, but my son is. Her parents are here, and I used to play against them in baseball. So, you know, it's all the people that were around me which made me the person that I am today. And it's just really special, but, you know, it always started with my dad. And, you know, I can truly say that I'm fortunate to have a father in my life who knew what he wanted for me and my brothers to get where we wanted to go. And, you know, just a quick story, and then I'll be done. But, you know, it was always funny when I never understood. I thought my parents would, you know, when they were arguing, one person was getting in trouble. My dad would be getting in trouble, or my mom would be getting in trouble. Well, me and my brothers were outside, full pads in the summertime, just hitting each other, full speed, hitting each other, full pads. And my mom comes outside, she yells, "Jerry, you're going to get him hurt." She's like, "No, Billy, I'm getting him scholarships. Go in the house." And that was about it. So, well, it worked. There was 3 sons, 3 Division I scholarships, and, you know, we were fortunate enough to never pay for college. So thanks, Dad. Thanks, Mom. I love you. And this is a special day. Thank you, Garland Sports Hall of Fame, and I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
And now for tonight's second inductee.
It's not hard to see why record holder and decorated athlete Loren Silas, née Leverton, is now a 2-time Garland Sports Hall of Fame honoree. Loren has been making history since her days at Naaman Forest High School. The 1998 graduate was a 3-time 5A state champion in 100-meter hurdles and long jump. She also set the national record for the fastest time in the 100-meter hurdles her senior year and is still ranked among the top 10 fastest hurdle times in the state of Texas. In addition to her track and field accomplishments, Loren was also a 4-time All-American cheerleader, homecoming queen, and voted Miss Naaman Forest. Her athletic ability demonstrated in high school resulted in a Gale Fields Award in 1998. Loren continued making headlines at Louisiana State University and at the University of Arkansas. In the year 2000, she was the national champion of the women's outdoor team at LSU. She went on to become the 2001 SEC Triple Crown champion at UA and set the UA record for the 400 leg of the distance medley relay. She graduated UA with a bachelor's in marketing in 2002. Loren enjoyed a successful career in the corporate world before stepping away to follow her lifelong passion of coaching and mentoring. She now focuses on helping athletes and adults break barriers and achieve their fitness goals. Loren is also a nationally published health and fitness author, as well as a certified group fitness trainer. She has been featured in hundreds of newspapers and numerous magazines, including Sports Illustrated and American Track and Field magazine. Still dedicated to athletics, Loren is currently training to compete in USA Track and Field. She lives in Frisco, Texas with her husband Michael and 4-year-old daughter Landry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, Loren Silas.
Gosh. Wow is how I would just want to start this. This community, just coming back here, it just feels like home to me. This community has meant a lot to me and has really helped shape who I am and really helped support me and discover my dreams along the way. And so for that, I thank so many people that I'm looking out to right now, and just thank you for being such a support to me throughout my life. I just passed Coach Young over there, and I think he was my middle school track and field coach, and it starts with that. That's before I even did summer track or thought I wanted to run track, or Coach Young, he's awesome. And I'm looking right now. This is not how I planned to do this, but Coach Rofus as well. She was my high school at Naaman Forest, my high school track and field coach, and would take me, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning practices, would take me to, Texas relays. Coach Rofus was just an inspiration of an athlete and coach and mentor and just a great person. So thank you, Coach Rofus, for all your support. My family, my dad, thank you, Dad, for everything that you've done for me. Taking me to my practices all across town, Mom as well, and just helping really mold who I am. And I think this whole table especially has been amazing with letting me know that my dreams weren't crazy and helping me realize my potential, and that my potential is a lot greater than myself. My potential, I could actually make an impact on people, and my dreams aren't silly. So thank you, Dad, for doing all of that for me. Mom as well, thank you for loving me always, and just thanks for all your support and just being an amazing mom and role model. Grandma and Pawpaw, this is my Pawpaw and Grandma. My Pawpaw is 90 years old. Pawpaw, you want to stand up? My Pawpaw ran track back in the day on dirt cylinder tracks, and he always talked to me about running. And I can remember after my first elementary school field days, I come home and it's faster than the boys, and my Pawpaw was so excited, and he couldn't wait to get me out there on the track. And Pawpaw came to all my meets. I remember him taking me to a meet with tornado weather, and we're on the way back, and he's keeping calm and collected, and trash cans are hitting the car, and we won't miss a track meet though. Doesn't matter the weather, track doesn't cancel. I think this crowd knows that. So I love you, Grandma, as well. My grandparents mean a lot to me and wouldn't be here without you guys. So I love you, and just thank you for being such amazing inspiration in my life. Coach Turek, who is like another father to me, and his wife Ann, I've known since I was 13 years old. Once Pawpaw realized I was fast. No. And Mom actually called Coach Turek, and I can remember my first practice up there and first summer track, and I had to have a trial to make sure I was good enough for him to coach. And I went up there and ran the track backwards. I remember that first day for him to analyze me, And I had my cheerleading Asics on, which really made him upset. And but with all that, I passed the test, and he has been just the biggest blessing in my life. And so I wouldn't have realize that I could run the fastest time in the nation or go to all of these different schools and pursue my career if it wasn't for this man over here. And so just thank you for being such a constant. Brooke, my former teammate and one of my best friends, we've been through it. We cheered together, we ran track together, and Brooke, we would hold each other's blocks. That's a good friend. If she can be a good constant support for you, and they're not going to mess up your blocks. But no, Brooke's amazing, and I love you. My husband and my daughter, Landry, she's 4. She had her soccer game today. I think she might be fast. But I love you guys, and thank you as well for loving me, for being here, and for putting up with my passion to now go back and have crazy hours and coach and, you know, not make a ton of money, as we know, but they've really been supportive in helping me with that. And I thank you for allowing me to do that. So thank you.
And now we have tonight's third inductee.
Long before David Nanez helped 2 Garland ISD schools set records in track and field, he was an outstanding distance runner for North Mesquite High School. A 1982 graduate, David helped his cross-country team qualify for state his junior year and become district champions his senior year, ultimately placing 3rd at regionals and 11th at state. After high school, David attended the University of Texas at Arlington, graduating in 1991. Since 1997, he has served students in Garland ISD as a teacher and a coach. Under his direction, Coyle Middle School's track team became city champions in 1997 and 1998. Although he was only at the campus for 2 years, David still holds a record, coaching 2 out of Coyle's 4 city championship track teams. David joined Rowlett High School in 1999, where he started the campus's first cross-country program. Since being named head track coach, David has led RHS boys and girls cross-country teams to regionals every year since 2002. The Rowlett boys track team also won the 5A state track title back-to-back in 2008 and 2009, GISD's only state titles in track and field history. Over his 17-year career, David has coached 8 individual cross-country district champions, GISD's first wheelchair athlete, and 2 Olympians. 2008 Beijing Games heptathlete Diane Pickler, and 2012 London Games long jumper Marquise Goodwin. But the athletes David coaches are not the only ones to receive recognition. David has been named Coach of the Year twice, first in 2008 by the National Federation of High Schools and again in 2009 by the Texas Track and Field Coaches Association. In addition to being an excellent coach, mentor, and teacher, David is a dedicated father to 2009 RHS graduate Nick and 2010 RHS graduate Rachel. He is also a loving husband to his wife of 26 years, Kara. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, David Nanez.
I really have to follow Loren. I'm just glad that they didn't ask me to submit my bikini shot. I bet y'all are too. But anyway, I want to thank the Garland Sports Hall of Fame for this honor, and especially to Jan Wood for organizing this. This is really great. So I want to make a comment about my high school days. For those that know me now as being fat, now you just saw me when I was thin, so there's my proof. I also need to make a correction about my rankings in the world last year when y'all honored our state championship track teams. Last year I made the mistake of leaving one person out. So anyway, in my world, last year it was God, Jesus, Homer, Swanner. This year it is, and it should always have been that, but it should be God, Jesus, my wife Kara, Homer, and Swanner. I also want to thank the 2014 inductees What a great honor to be inducted with you all, Melvin, Loren, and James. It's truly an honor. Most of all, I want to thank Jesus. Without Jesus Christ in our lives, none of this would be possible. To my wife, Kara, for 27 years of marriage and supporting me during my 22 years of coaching. That meant being gone during cross-country and track seasons. Know that my accomplishments would mean nothing if I could not share them with you. To our children, Nick and Rachel, for understanding when I was not around because of my job, but for also allowing me to be involved in your activities when I could. Thank you, Nick, for throwing the discus for your dad. And thank you, Rachel, for being my track manager after your soccer season was over. To my family, to my ma, for your love and support for all us kids and all the things that you've done and that you continue to do. To my brother and sisters, Rodney, Regina, and Roxanne, for supporting the Rowlett cross country and track teams and for supporting me. Thank you to those who wrote letters of recommendation on my behalf. Rachel Denton, longtime friend, coach. Thank you for coaching Nick and Rachel. To Lynn Duck, fellow Garland Sports Hall of Fame inductee. Where are you, Lynn? Thank you. To Marquise Goodwin, the greatest athlete that I've had the privilege to associate myself with. To Principal Marlene Hammerly, who I referred to as a state champion principal. To Mikael Mumba, the heart and soul of the 2008 state championship track team. And last, to Nathan Swanner. I want to thank the Jackson Middle School coaches and athletes from 1992 to 1996. Thank you for the first 4 years of my career coaching and teaching. To the Coyle Middle School athletes and coaches from 1996 to 1998, thank you. To Rowlett High School coaches and athletes from 1998 to 2014, we did quite a bit in those years in just about all athletics. To the Rowlett High School cross country and track teams from 1999 to 2014, we managed to win 17 district championships in 15 years, 8 boys, 6 girls, and 3 boys track. To the Rowlett Cross Country Booster Club, thank you for all your support. That program would not have been where it is without your support. Thank you. To the 2008 and 2009 Rowlett track and field teams, thank you for your back-to-back state championships. Know that all of you will always be known as a state champion. If you've been in coaching long enough, you realize that you have to have the athletes in order to have a chance of being successful. But you also have to have coaches who are willing to work hard and sacrifice in order to be successful. So I want to thank these coaches personally. Eric Sardinia for coaching our jumpers. You had some great athletes. I also want to thank you for personally taking your own time and coaching those athletes when you didn't have to. To Kyle Harden, I don't know if he's here, but that's the best young coach I've had the privilege to work with. He coached our sprinters. To Joe Wheelock, our throwing coach. To Ray Young, who was willing to combine the boys and girls staff so that we could coach areas of expertise. Thank you. To Nathan Swanner for helping with anything and everything. Swanner kept track of points, travel arrangements, countless other things, but most of all, him and Tasha Langham kept their athletes healthy. Thank you. To Richard McCrone for helping through his Eagle partners. Without Richard's help, the athletes could not truly celebrate their accomplishments without getting the restaurants to accept what money was left out of our budget. So Richard, if you paid out of your own pocket, thank you. To Kif Harden for giving me the Rowlett track job in 2001. To my good friend, Paul Carmen, thank you for firing me as the freshman baseball coach and convincing Coach Harden to hire me as the boys' track coach. To Dr. Gary Reeves, thank you for hiring me as a GISD employee in 1992. Marlene Hammerly for hiring me at Rowlett High School in 1998 and for being at those state meets in 2008, 2009. To Coach Tommy Watkins for hiring me to coach at Rowlett High School in 1998. Assistant Principal Doug Miller for supporting the Rowlett cross-country programs and for helping host our annual cross-country meet. To my middle school coach, Doug Robinson, for introducing me to cross-country and track back in 1977. To my high school coach, Ben Robertson, for coaching me in high school and for being a mentor and a friend. And finally, to my good friend, Lynn Duck, thank you for being more than just a coaching ally. Thank you for being a mentor, but most of all, thank you for being the friend that you are to me. I want to thank you for this award, Garland Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you.
And now for tonight's final inductee.
Rarely do you meet someone who achieved the ultimate levels of success in both athletics and a life away from sports competition. However, James Spencer, a Garland ISD product, was able to achieve just that, combining past gridiron glories with a present-day career as a high-ranking officer in the Texas Department of Public Safety Highway Patrol. Spencer, a 1980 graduate of Lakeview Centennial High School, was a standout athlete during his days as a Patriot. He was voted All-District Linebacker as a junior, and during his senior year, Spencer was named First-Team All-District Linebacker and tight end. His athletic abilities also resulted in success on the track, where he competed in the discus, hurdles, and 440-yard dash. Spencer was part of the first graduating class of Lakeview in 1980 and elected to continue his athletic and academic pursuits at Oklahoma State. While at OSU, Spencer played for an all-star coaching staff, which included Jimmy Johnson, Dave Wanstedt, and Butch Davis of the 1990s Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl dynasty. As a junior, Spencer was voted defensive team captain and started every game at linebacker, including the Independence Bowl versus Texas A&M. During his senior year, Spencer was again elected defensive captain and overall team captain. He started every game at linebacker, was all Big 8, earned 1 Big 8 Defensive Player of the Week and 4 OSU Defensive Player of the Week titles, and guided the Cowboys to the Bluebonnet Bowl versus Baylor. Spencer also earned a spot on the Hula Bowl roster, where he competed against NFL Hall of Famers Steve Young and Reggie White, and he was drafted in the 10th round by the Minnesota Vikings. Spencer played 2 seasons for Minnesota before a recurring knee injury stopped his football career. He quickly found another area of interest where his physical prowess could also come into play, the Texas Department of Public Safety. Spencer graduated from the DPS Academy in 1987 in the best shape of his life and began his career as a trooper in Greenville. He transferred to Garland in February 1998 and spent the next 7 years patrolling Garland and Rockwall before receiving a promotion to sergeant. He became a major by appointment in September 2009, supervising the same territory with 5 captains and 600 troopers. He is one of just 6 majors in the state of Texas. Spencer added his admirable list of accomplishments when he graduated from the FBI National Academy in 2011. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, James Spencer.
Like the rest of the former candidates that came before me, wow, I took an opportunity to write down a few things because I knew when they told me that I had 3 minutes, I've been known to talk for hours at a time. So I figured I better jot something down to stay the course before everybody started leaving the room. First of all, I just want to give praise to my mighty and faithful God who sustains me with the breath of life, because without him, I wouldn't be present today. And also would like to thank the board of Garland Sports and the committee for identifying and awarding me with such a prestigious lifetime award. And then I'd like to thank my family who supported me in all my achievements in life. A group of them are here today in the surrounding tables. I'd like to personally thank each one of my family members and also my friends. And then I'd like to thank my fathers that are in the room. A country boy growing up in Rowlett, Texas, a po' boy at that. My mother and my father worked, and their schedules would not allow me to have a ride to school or after hours to play football. And I took a liking to football, but I didn't have a way to get to practice. So when I got up at the high school level, I had an opportunity to meet a few coaches at the Lakeview High School. A few of them are in the room with me today. They became my fathers because they helped and they molded me and they shaped me and strengthened my character. Of which I owe much gratitude and honor. Coach Carter, Coach Caldwell, Coach Hill, Coach Stewart, Coach Nichols, Coach Henderson, Coach Donovan, Coach Washington. Some of those fathers are in this room right now. But there's one father, most of all, who I still look up to, who was the head coach, is Coach Bobby Ewell. And he's sitting at my table over there right now. Stand up for me, Coach. I know this is supposed to be about me as one of the inductees tonight, but I'm going to flip the switch a little bit and make it about Coach Ewell, because this man set the stage. He encouraged me even when I doubted myself. He told me I could achieve whatever I wanted in life as long as I had a strong character and an unwavering I had a strong, unwavering, good character. And to go along with that character, I had to have a strong faith in God. And when I say he was my father, he was my father. He disciplined me. I can recall one time in high school, I stepped outside myself. I football was downstairs and the classes were upstairs. So I stepped outside myself and decided I want to cut up upstairs. Well, they sent me to the principal's office, and Mr. Chumley, he took care of me there. So I'm thinking the coast is clear. I get downstairs, and who do I meet? Coach Ewell. He said, "Come here, son. I hear you got in a little trouble upstairs." So I'm thinking, how did he know that? He's downstairs. But apparently he had a pipeline up in the principal's office. So he said, "I'm going to tell you something. Come on outside with me." So he brought me outside. Of course, he's got a board about this long, got a handle on it, got tape around it, and it's got holes drilled in it. He said, "Bend over, grab your knees." And I heard it coming before it ever hit me. And so he told me, he said, "Son, when you get in trouble upstairs, you're going to be in trouble downstairs." Well, rest assured, James Spencer didn't get any more trouble upstairs because I knew my daddy was downstairs waiting on me if I had him. And not only in the classroom phase, but also on the football field. I thought I wanted to play tight end, and my hands wasn't all that great. So I was playing tight end and linebacker, and I wanted to play linebacker more than tight end because I wanted to do more hitting than I wanted to do catch the football and block. But every time the ball hit me in my hand, I'd drop it sometimes. Well, that's frustrated Coach Ewell. So he told me, he said, "Come here, son." He said, "The next time that ball hits you in your hands and you don't catch it, I just need you to bend over." Of course, we didn't have, that board was called white lightning. We didn't have white lightning on the field, so I knew I was safe there. But he said, "You see this shoe right here? I'm going to put it right upside your rear end." Well, I was doing pretty good there for a minute, and I reverted back to my old ways, and I lost concentration, and I dropped the ball. And, of course, a little time had expired by then, and I thought Coach Ewell had forgot about what he told me because I tried to forget it. So I come back to the huddle like, "I done caught the ball, ain't nothing happening. Come over here, son. What did I tell you? Bend over and grab your ankles." And he ran back, and he put them shoes right on my backside. Again, football, I was told that football teaches you a valuable lesson. Well, it does to a degree, but you have to look at who's coaching football because that's where the valuable lessons come in. It's the coaches that take you under their wing, take you as their own and their son. I remember there were many days that I drove Coach Caldwell's car more than he did, Coach Carter's car more than he did because he had to stay after hours to watch film. He said, "Here, son, take my car and drive it on home." I think one time Coach Carter gave me his keys to his car, and it was a stick. I didn't even know how to drive a stick, but I didn't tell him that. So I waited till he went back in the. When I looked and seen it was a stick, I waited till he went back in the building, and Coach, me in the car, we take off and we kicking and we scooting, but I made it home, and when I turned up Coach's car, and again I never did tell him I couldn't drive a stick, because if I'd have told him that, I was gonna have to wait a while before I got home. But it was coaches like that those coaches, Coach Carter and Coach Washington and Coach Caldwell and those coaches, they didn't have to take me home, pick me up, give me the keys to their car, but they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And they saw a character that they wanted to mold and shape, and I can say that I appreciate that. I owe you all the honor. Coach Washington that's in the room, Coach Hill that's in the room, and Coach Caldwell. and then also my mentor, Coach Bobby Ewell. I just want to end by saying that we came today to celebrate this day, but I viewed it as these achievements, but I view it as a blessing from God to place these men in my life and also to allow me to stand before you and being had an opportunity to attend college, had an opportunity to play in the National Football League, to be a family man and be a state trooper and a businessman. And I just want to leave you with this, taken out of the Bible of Philippians 4:13, and it says that I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Thank you.
Well, what an outstanding night and 4 outstanding inductees. The Hall of Fame had many nominations for induction this year, and each of the honored athletes was selected from among hundreds of other good athletes and students. The persons inducted tonight, these athletes, and the members of the 2014 honor teams are good examples of the strong history and promising future of sports in Garland, Rowlett, and Sachse. Please do your part to support local sports programs and the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. At this time, we also want to say a special thank you to the Garland High School Dashing Devs for helping us tonight. We couldn't have done it without you. Now, at this time, I would like to call Hall of Fame board member Lynn Duck to the stage to make a special presentation.
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to all these very deserving inductees. Y'all did a wonderful job, and we're all very proud of you, and y'all just did a great job tonight. On behalf of the Board of Governors of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, I would like to recognize Jan Wood. Please come up, Jan and Jack. Jan, thank you for all the time and hard work you put in for this organization. Your 24/7 dedication is unmatched. You wear many hats as treasurer, organizer of the banquet, the golf tournament. There's so many things, I can't begin to list them all. Thank you for the fantastic job you do, and thank you, Jack, for helping Jan, supporting her, and sharing her with the board. Thank you both very much.
I don't like surprises, y'all, but I love this, and thank you. And I love everybody in here, and y'all know it, and it is sometimes difficult to organize everything, as Jack can attest, because he listens to me daily on a daily basis when things don't go quite as smoothly as I want them to. But hopefully you guys all enjoyed tonight, and I listened to your stories, and I'm just amazed at how good athletes we have in this room. And I look around and I see all my friends, and I want to thank you so much for this. One person that we haven't mention tonight is someone who had a lot of faith and confidence in me, and that's Homer Johnson. Homer, would you stand up, please? We wouldn't be here, I don't think. I think he's the father of every one of us in this room. So I don't believe we'd be here, and he did place a lot of confidence in me. And I hate to tell you guys that I'm not from Garland. I was from Wichita Falls, and I was a coyote. But y'all let me come in and accepted me. So thank you for placing your trust in me as the treasurer for the Hall of Fame, and I appreciate that trust and confidence. Thank y'all so much.
It is impossible to personally thank all those who contributed to tonight's activities, but I do want to thank everyone here, those who prepared these festivities, those who came to be a part of it, those who came to watch. Just want to say thank you to everyone. And once again, congratulations to our 4 inductees. It has been a pleasure tonight serving as your Master of Ceremonies. I want everyone to have a good evening, and we hope to see you next year. Thanks a lot.